Do you know the significance of the animals in the Noah and the Ark story? Be sure to continue watching to find out. Many people know the story of Noah and the Ark, but there are so many who don't. So, what is the story? Bottom line, this man named Noah was told by God to build an ark, a giant boat, because God was going to flood the world. So he built this ark, and then God sent the animals 2 by 2 onto the ark. They loaded up, and then they just waited for the floods to come. That's the bottom line of the story.
So talk about a summarized version.
Very, very condensed version. And then finally, after the floods were gone, they found land again, and they were able to let all the animals go, and everything was fine.
Okay.
So what is the significance then of these animals? What was their real role there with these animals, hon? From this, I always say, the spiritual side.
Now, from the teaching standpoint.
Yes, from the teaching
side.
standpoint, which I call the spiritual side.
So you're talking about the fact that in the Bible, it's written that the animals went in it by pairs, right?
Yes.
So it's a male and a female.
Right.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And so why is that so important? Why do they stress it so much?
Yes.
And think about it. How many human beings were on that ark besides Noah's family?
I don't think there were any other
Right.
people besides Noah's family.
So according to that story, it was just Noah's family.
Right.
But God made sure that every species of animal was on that ark.
Mm-hmm.
So the animal species were more important than the other people, the ones that
Than the humans.
exactly that got flooded,
Right.
that got killed in the flood. Well, here's the thing, and this will be a short video. The Zen Masters teach us that, remember in the Bible it states that one of the days God created what?
The creatures of the land
Right.
and the creatures of the air.
Exactly, creatures of the land and creatures of the air. So God created those creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, it didn't specify what the creatures were, because of course there are many of them, right? The Bible would be thicker if they did that. But we know that one of those creatures is what? Based on Noah and the ark.
One of those creatures.
Was the what creature was it that went and got the leaf?
Oh, the bird, the dove.
The dove.
Okay.
So we know for sure that the dove was created by God. Because that was what brought the signal for Moses. Moses now, he's my sponsor. Told Noah, okay, it's safe now. You can get out of the boat, right?
Right.
I'll get out of the ark. That's very important to understand. Because the Zen Masters teach us that once there was that breakaway, right? Where the guy that was the head of the archangels before Archangel Michael, there's one before him, and he decided he didn't want to serve, because the purpose of angels is to serve us, the human beings,
right?
Us in human being form. And once he was told that, he refused to do it. Mm-hmm. Talking about the leader of the dark side there.
Right.
He wouldn't do it. He said, I'm not doing that. I'm greater than them. And so that's when the war broke out in the heavens, and Archangel Michael, who was second in command, took over and drove them out. All the angels that were rebelling against God. Mm-hmm. Well, once that happened, they wanted to prove how great they were. So then they started to create their own animals.
Okay.
Got it?
Uh-huh.
So
Is that where the dinosaurs came from?
I'm not going to say that. All I'm going to say is this, that so when that happened, all of a sudden, all animals that are on earth were not created by God.
Oh.
That's why there are some animals, as stated in the Bible, that we should not consume, because those ones that are specified are not created by God at all. Think about it. Why would God create something and then destroy it? For example, in the Bible, Jesus casted a devil that was in a human being, and where did he put that spirit? Let's say that
Into a swine, a pig.
into a swine. Why would he do that when that's something that's created by his heavenly Father?
That must not have been created by his heavenly Father then.
Bingo. See, nobody has thought about that.
Perspective.
And that's why that's one of the things that many religions will not touch. You see, if you're talking about the Islamic faith, the Jewish faith, they'll tell you, no, we don't.
The Hindu faith.
Exactly, right? We don't touch that. Because that's one of the animals that was not created by God, that was created by the dark forces. Now there are other animals, and I don't know the whole list. All right? So when God was about to destroy the earth, or we'll say the earth, or flood the earth, he made sure that the species that he had created were going to be saved so that they could procreate once the flood was over. Because the whole idea was to destroy all the other animals that he did not create. But then, of course, the dark forces were still around after the flood. So then they could still go back and create these other animals.
Got it.
Now, fast forward to even now. I'm sure that you've heard of these genetic experiments where now they've crossed different DNAs and manipulated DNAs and they've created animals.
And they've cloned animals.
Exactly. See, those are not created by God.
Right.
So should we even consume those things?
My answer would be no.
Why is that?
Because they weren't created by God.
Exactly. All right? So that is the significance of Noah and the ark story and the animals. That God was telling us right there, these are the animals that I created. Feel free to mingle with these animals. The other ones, leave them alone, because I have nothing to do with those.
Okay.
Got it?
I got it.
So if you want to know what some of these animals are, they listed some of them in the Bible. You know, and again, it's not the full list, and I don't know the full list, so please don't send us a message asking us for the list. We don't know. All right, but we can say for sure that the pig is not one of them.
Right.
That he created. And based on the stories in the Bible where they say there's certain bottom feeders that you should not consume, they weren't created by God. It's not all of them, by the way.
Right.
Okay? But they weren't created by God.
Okay.
So that's where the animal stories go. So the people that love animals, you know, a lot of people that love animals, and that's great, and we're not trying to inject fear into you, but then the question becomes, you might be in love with an animal, but how do you know that an animal is created by God and is something that you should be interacting with? I don't know how you know that. All I know is I go by the list that was put in the Bible, and I know the dove was created by God because it's there. You know, and there are other animals that are named in the Bible in a good way, not where something is cast into the animal, right?
Right.
And that's how we know that those are the ones we should interact with.
Okay.
That's
I
it.
think that answers the question.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
And this is a question that was brought up within our Project Prosperity group, by the way.
In our Facebook group.
Oh, Facebook group.
Yes.
In the Facebook group.
In the
Right.
Facebook group.
So I want to make sure that we answered this question, and we'll let one of our members that asked this question a few weeks ago, we'll let him know the answer is out there for him.
Yep.
Okay. So if you want to get more, there are a lot of questions that are discussed in our Facebook group. And once you become a member of one of the training sessions, then they have their own chat. What do you call them?
Right. Skype chat rooms.
They have their own chat rooms where you learn even more. All right. So you get like an introduction here. All right, Ken, go ahead and close it out.
If you have any more questions or concerns, let us know. We'll see you in the next video.
Okay.
Remember to subscribe and like this video. Join the Facebook group 190 Vision to connect with others on the same journey. Get help by visiting our website, 190vision.com. Support the 190 Vision mission by clicking on the Donate button, which is at the bottom of each page of our website.